Recording of the session, and I will give you briefly an overview of the agenda. So we will start with the presentation of my colleague Jorge Canovas Montoya about the awards in general. Then we will have 2 testimonials, the last year winners of the Capital of Innovation category and Rising Innovative City from Lisbon and Linköping. And then we will have a Q&A session. As I said, you can already ask questions via Slido with the hashtag iCapital 2024. And then we will close the session with final remarks around 11:20. So without further ado, I give the floor to my colleague Jorge, and enjoy the info session. Thank you.
Can you? Yeah. Okay. So I was mentioning that then what is important then the different EIC prices. So then as we said, sorry, I think that there was a mistake that maybe you could not hear me from the very beginning. So then why do we use an EIC price? So this is really important for us because we want to support the public policies, and also we want to foster the positive change that you are all doing. So here you have the different policy objectives that we want to support, and especially then what are the main documents, the main policy documents that we have and that we want you to also to have as a reference when you will draft your application. So we mentioned especially the Horizon Europe. We also, of course, the new European Innovation Agenda, but the most important one of also in this case that you will see also what we do in the agency is the European Innovation Council Work Program 2024. So we always invite you to take a look to these documents because that will help you to shape and to better draft what is to better draft your application. So here, as I said before, then we have a full set, a full ecosystem of EIC prices because we want to recognize the work that all the actors of the innovation ecosystems are doing. So in this case, we already have launched, and now we are talking about iCapital 24, and we are going to launch actually in a couple of days the European Social Innovation Competition that will tackle digital democracy. And also then here you can see the Women Innovators Prize and also the European Innovation Procurement Awards that will be launched in the coming months. So now let's focus on iCapital 2024 that, as I said at the beginning, then we have introduced some novelties that I want to introduce you and to present you this year. So first of all, as I already mentioned here, why do we do iCapital? And this is really important for you to know that we are not doing iCapital because we want to do a prize. What we want to do here is to guide you to tackle the societal challenges. We want to put the light in what you are doing because we really think that the work that the cities are doing in promoting inclusive innovation ecosystems, you are doing an excellent job promoting the resilience and the sustainability of your city. So we want to promote all these objectives and then to share the best practices and to put the light on the cities that are doing the best on this place. So what are the categories and what is the CAS awards that you might receive? So first of all, we have the European Capital of Innovation category. In this case, this one is open for cities from 250,000 inhabitants. And here the winner will receive 1 million and the 2 runners-up will receive each of 100,000. And the second category, the Rising Innovative City. So it's for cities with between 50,000 and 249,999 inhabitants. Here in this case, the winner will receive 500,000 and the 2 runners-up 50,000. But iCapital, and maybe later our colleagues from Lisboa and Linköping will tell you, iCapital is not only about money. It's good, but also it's really important that then you will receive the recognition that, and also especially all the players of your innovation ecosystem will see this as a reward for the work that they are all doing. And also now, since a couple of years ago, we created the new EIC Prizes Alumni Network, the iCapital Alumni Network, and then the winners and the runners-up will be invited to join to this new network. And also, if you want later during the Q&A session, we will talk a bit more about that. The eligibility criteria. So, who can apply to iCapital? As you can imagine, so the city must be located in a member state or associated country to Horizon Europe. the population that we already mentioned, that is for cities from 50,000 inhabitants. And one thing that also is important for you to know, so the winners of all past editions cannot compete, but neither the runners-up from the 2023 edition. So the exclusion for the runners-up, it's only applicable to those from the last edition. So now let's focus a bit on the award criterion. You will see that then every year we try to change a bit the different criteria, and then also we have included in the rule of contest some small questions that then you can take a look as a kind of example. These questions are not mandatory for any of you to respond to all of them, but then what we want is that then you can make you an idea what we are exactly looking for in each of them. So the first one is what we call experimenting. We know that all the cities are the best test for innovative practices. We know that what you are doing, then the people want to test in your city. We see also how the citizens are involved, where they are engaged. So we want that you show us why your city is the best place to play and what you are doing with innovation. The second one, escalating. It's really important that the innovation and the efforts arrive to all the citizens and arrive to all the levels of your city. So, but it's something that needs to be sustained during the time. So that's why we want to see how you stimulate investment, resources, and talent. But we also want to see that this is something that stays, that remains in your city, and then your city is growing in terms of innovation. So, for example, we talk about the growth of startups. We talk about also SMEs. So all these things are really important. We also talk about innovation procurement. So please take a look to this, because we want to see how you escalate, how your efforts are done to escalate your profile and your city. The third one is the ecosystem building. We know that the city council is not as a standalone actor in these efforts. So that's why we want to see how you are fostering the synergies between the public sector, industry, academia, the citizens, all the actors of the innovation ecosystem. So we want to see how all of you collaborate. As you will see in the question that I already mentioned before, that are contained in the rule of contest, we want to see what is the level of maturity of your ecosystem. We want to see what is the role of each of you, and then how are the dynamics that are established between the different actors. The fourth one is expanding. As you can see, if you read the different documents about iCapital, and also if you see the past examples, so the iCapital winners and runners-up are the best cities in Europe in terms of innovation. We want them that they are there, and we really believe that they are really role models to follow, and we want them to influence other cities to make them follow on their work. So that's why we want to see if you are a real model for others to follow. We want to see what you are already doing to share your knowledge, your experiences, your best practices. For example, if you are part of different networks, what is your role? As you are a passive actor, an active actor, how are you helping or supporting or collaborating with other cities, not only in your region or in your country, but also maybe you have partnerships or some kind of works at European or worldwide level. So all this is to see how you transfer your knowledge. The number 5 is the city innovative vision. As I mentioned before, what we want to see is that what you are doing here is something that is not only, for example, for 2024. We want to see what was the point of departure some years ago, and we want to see how you are today and where you want to arrive in some years. So that's why we want to see what are your long-term vision, what are your plans to transform even more in a positive way the city, and of course to develop a sustainable innovation ecosystems. Here I always mention that it's really important for you to know one thing. If you mention, for example, in 2028 we want to be, or in 2050 we want to be climate neutral, or we want to do this, for example, having so many innovation activities in the city, etc., then this is good. But then we want to see what you have done by 2024 to reach that objective that will come and that will be a reality in 2050. It's important for you to know that every time that you mention something, you need to support it with figures. You need to support it with data, because then the jury member, when they will take a look to your application, they need to see if what you are doing is tangible, if what you are saying can be a reality, and what you are already doing for that. Because you cannot forget that iCapital is a recognition prize. So it's a recognition for all the work that you have done until the moment that you submit your application. So this is really important that you put that in the context of your application. And now, this year we have added this new work criteria number 6, what is called the citizens' right. As you know, at European level, we want, and we are really pushing to have the green and digital transitions, but these transitions cannot be an isolated thing. So we also want to have a just and fair transition. And that's why we think that the role of innovation on supporting the democracy, the protection of the citizens' right, social cohesion, and also the integration of the different minorities, it's really important. We already know that many cities are using innovation to protect and to integrate people. So this is now your chance. And we have created this new award criteria to give a concrete chapter for your efforts, because we really think that innovation for the benefit of the citizens deserved a full chapter on this. So please take a look to this new award criteria. And now let's take a look to the timeline. So as we mentioned, so the call is already opened, and then you have time until the 18th of June at 5 o'clock sharp Brussels time. At that time, and then we will close the system. And we always say, please don't leave it to the last moment, because sometimes there are many people trying to upload documents in the system, or something can happen. So if you arrive later, even a couple of seconds later, then the system will be closed and you will not be able to submit it. So please do it, don't leave it for the last days. Then afterwards, then the jury members, they will do the remote evaluation, and then we will have also the hearings. The hearings will be between September and October. That's why we have, depending on also on the different factors, then we have this between June and October will be the evaluation plus the hearings. And then later the award ceremony will take place in November, December 2024. And I can tell you that we are already working really hard in this award ceremony, and it's going to be a memorable edition. So now only invite you in our website. You can see who the different past winners are, what they were doing, how the applications they were. Like this, you can take a look to that one. And also now you will have the chance to hear directly from Linköping colleagues and from Lisboa colleague also more about what they have done. So thank you very much. So here you can see a picture from the ceremony last year in Marseille. As you know, Aix-Marseille Provence Métropole was the winner in 2022. So we are happy to do it. So now, thank you very much. And now I give the floor back to my colleagues. I will invite now my colleagues from Lisbon. So Miguel, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Everyone, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here and to try to share a little bit of this Lisboa experience. And I will try to showcase through our application process what were the key points, some insights and the key points to create our framework on the application. So to start, it's super important. It's super relevant to have a clear vision, a clear positioning of your city, a clear strategy. It's a baseline for to give you the guideline to start this application process and to narrow what is the relevant priorities that you want to showcase and communicate. What are the relevant initiatives? What is irrelevant for your city innovation path? In our case, this was um, not too difficult because we have a kind of a 10-year context on this path for innovation, but it's super relevant that you start with a clear vision, what you're aiming for, what are your pillars for the application. Next one, please. Also, the timeline, the context. It's important to showcase in the straightforward manner what is your path, what is your context to to that brings you to this date. What is your innovative um, challenge, what is your step, and to make this timeline will help you also to create a clear view, what is your how you address in the past things and how that things are bringing you to this present moment and opens your door to the future, and that's kind of key to to create this environment, this context that you can showcase and communicate in a simple manner, and then that creates your overall narrative. In the case of Lisboa, we have pinpoint several ideas in this timeline, like Web Summit and so on. We were awarded with the Green Capital in 2020, so we kind of showcase this ecosystem that was building step by step, and that's I think a good idea to to have in your application process and mindset. Next, please. The milestone heroes. So that's it's important to pinpoint people, situations, moments or where your city was excel, some singularities, first person achievements in this innovation process, in this innovation strategy. This kind of created a vivid and a real framework and environment to that could be the pillars of your narrative and the building blocks for you to build your application. Next, please. But also the idea to showcase data, real data, snapshots of what is happening, what is the real value of your story, what you're talking about, what did you achieve, what is the numbers in your ecosystem, and to showcase with a clear evidence what are the impacts of your past work, what are you doing now, and to give that snapshot also will create the baseline to show and to create this future vision, and you can transform that in figures and numbers, and to showcase the impact that what you're doing it's having on the city, and the relevance of to push forward this innovative process. And that's also completely vital to have a good application and a good storyboard. Next, please. As George was saying, for us it was completely the ecosystem mindset. It's key. It's kind of it's super important to have the overview of what you're doing, but not as a single player. Obviously, to demonstrate and to share that you're doing that in a wider ecosystem. What are the cooperation links? Who is behind the initiatives? Who are the key players, the stakeholders, and how that interconnects in the kind of neural ecosystem of the city that is pushing that ambition forward, and that you have to demonstrate that in a clear vision. And that's I think also very important to interconnect that with the vision and the strategy in the city, in terms of a collective strategy, a collective cooperation to achieve that. Next, please. Yeah, nobody stands alone in this global framework, so it's also important and for us to understand, to map, to make the connections, and to show how Lisbon is interacting with other cities, with other players, with the other geographies, with other innovative cultures, and how is this learning process a global one. So this interaction between local and global, it's also for us a kind of a baseline to interconnect the initiatives and what you want to pinpoint and showcase, and how you are sharing and learning on the process. Next, please. And to have a kind of a plan for the future. So the context, it's relevant, but should lead you to a vision for the future, step by step. You want to have a common ambition with the city, and to showcase what you see for the future, what is your foresight. And also in our case, it was very clear that we want to enhance the city ecosystem in a global platform also, and to enhance the city's cooperation and networks in this innovative mindset. Also, we pinpoint that what we want to do with the money of the prize, and that was very interesting because we are launching in these days a local social innovative program that want to accelerate this innovation to link with the social issues that Lisbon, as any given city, is facing. So it's interesting to create this direct link between the prize and our steps for the future also. Next, please. It's important to have from the the zero moment to the end to have a strong political commitment, a political angel, if you want. So in our case, our mayor, our deputy mayor were on board from the start. And that's super relevant because this is a team effort, and it's super relevant for the city internally in the municipality, but also to all of the stakeholders and the players that they are going to be summed up to work on this process, on this application, to give us insight, information, to understand that there is a clear commitment at the highest level, and that it's not only for the prize ceremony. Okay, so it's super relevant to understand if you can have this kind of commitment. In our case, that was key to have our mayor as a front runner for this ambition of the city. And that I think it gives you also a stronger commitment and possibility to achieve and to link with everything and everybody that you need to link on this application process. Next, please. This is the last slide. Obviously, to have a successful application, you have to have a great team. So this is not an advice, but in our case, we had a strong, not too big team between the municipality and our startup agency, and also this is very important to have this kind of motivation, commitment, and a past experience and knowledge on the key figures of what you want to showcase and communicate, but also a good interlink between all the team, and that can create this strong bonds, because you are going to need it, because it's a team effort, and the application will give you very high demands of each one, and it's expected to be a very strong team with several different personalities, experience, and knowledge. So choose wisely your team, and in our case, it was a short one, but a very effective one. So next one, please. So this is the key insights that I was trying to showcase. You need to have this vision, this strategy, to have this timeline context, to interconnect with these milestone heroes, but also the data have to be there to validate what you're talking about. And this is an ecosystem effort and application, and super relevant to showcase that you are not alone, to have a plan for the future, and that you have a strong political commitment, and you have to have a very strong team to push forward all these efforts. So thank you so much, and I'm here for anything that you need. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miguel, and thank you, colleagues from Lisboa. So as he said, they have an amazing team. We had the chance to meet them already in the hearings, and then they did an amazing performance. And then later during the award ceremony, regards to the whole team of Lisboa. And now let's go to the next team, also an amazing team. We had also the chance to meet all of them in this context of the capital, and also we were there in Linköping for the launch event that we had in the 1 month ago. So now, before we give the floor to our friends from Linköping, then let's watch the video of the city.
Welcome to the place where the future is ever present. A place where the city, university and businesses collaborate to address environmental and social challenges, climate change, segregation and an aging population, creating one of tomorrow's most life-friendly spaces together. This is Linköping, a rapidly growing city with over 200,000 residents expected by 2042. This growth brings exciting new opportunities that drive us to innovate. That's why we are already developing solutions to become the world's most resource-efficient region and establishing the conditions for a climate-neutral city as of today. We're also shaping tomorrow's inclusive meeting places, fostering entrepreneurship in marginalized communities, conducting research on urban security innovations, and developing welfare tech to meet the needs of our citizens. Welcome to Linköping. Future now.
So thank you. And before I give the floor to our friends from Linköping, then just let me remember you that if you want to you can already send your questions via Slido with the hashtag iCapital2024. So Daniel, Malin, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. We will talk about why we applied for the iCapital Awards. We will give you some tips and tricks, our application process, and also talk a little bit about the application itself. So my name is Malin Ljung, and I work as a Senior Development Officer for Innovation and Cluster Development at the City of Linköping. And I have been responsible for our application process, and I am also now responsible for our coordinating the work we do to capitalize on our application efforts and our win. I also have Daniel Stendahl with me today. He is our EU Development Officer, and he has also been working closely together with me throughout the application process. So Linköping is a very small city in Northern Europe. So let us first put Linköping on a map. Next, please. Linköping is the 5th largest city in Sweden, and Linköping has a history has been marked by knowledge, entrepreneurial spirit, and groundbreaking innovation since the 12th century, which gives us more than 1,000 years of experience of innovation. And in the 1960s, the foundation was laid for what today is the Linköping University. The university plays a central role in Linköping's development, and the municipality and the university have always had a very close collaboration. Since 2001, the municipality has been committed to its promise to the citizens that Linköping is a place where ideas come to life. This is our story and something we try to emphasize in our application. Next, please.
Okay, we have actually closely followed these type of seminars about the iCapital Award. For a number of years, we've been reading many applications. We had contact with other cities that have participated, and this was a way to learn more how they have carried out their application processes. So these types of sessions were actually quite valuable to us once we decided to start our own application. We actually built on all these experiences. Our work was conducted with a project manager, you can call it, which was Malin. We had working group consisting of about 5 to 6 people. I was included in that, and we also had a steering group consisting of municipal directors and our CEO of the science park. We worked a lot, actually, through quite some time to involve the entire municipality, that is both the sector departments or administrations, but also the municipal companies, and of course the university and other stakeholders we had involved in this. And really it was about both an internal and an external purpose that we had, the way to involve and engage various parts in the municipality. The external purpose for us was very much to use this, let's say, the competition or the iCapital award as a resource efficient and good platform for the ongoing work that we're using for the Linköping sort of place brand, Linköping Future Now. It was a way to sort of reinforce the position as being one of the most innovative cities in Europe. And the internal purpose for us was very much about synchronizing, developing and communicating the ongoing future efforts and processes that we want to work with in order to have the innovative Linköping we want. And we believe that through these stated reasons for participating in the iCapital Awards, we gained both access and engagement from municipal management, employees throughout the municipality with the stakeholders, and of course the political leadership within the municipality. Next, please, Sofia. So, just like all other cities, Linköping faces a number of societal challenges. Addressing these challenges requires courage, innovative thinking, fostering a close collaboration between the public sector, academia, that is the university for us, the business community and the civil society, of course, and the citizens themselves. So in our application, we decided to highlight these 5 societal challenges, which actually also come from the political program of the municipality. As a first step, we conducted meetings, workshops, a lot of interviews throughout the entire municipal organization and the university and other stakeholders, and we identified many best practices that were sort of related to these, you can say, well, we actually identified much more projects and initiatives than just these 5, but we did a selection actually based on these 5 societal challenges. We needed to cluster them and we identified the best practices very much also based on the evaluation criteria, the 6 ones that you have. Yeah, that's how we sort of did our initial strategic selection. And we believe sort of that these local, using the same word as Miguel there, challenges that we have are the reasons to innovate and are the reasons why we need to work differently than prior. So in other words, for us, this was the main reasons to innovate. And we believe through linking all the best practices, using these societal challenges, we were also able to build a flow through the application's 5 different criteria. And our entire application is actually published on the website for everyone to access if you're interested in reading it. Of course, there's a good number of examples that we have raised there, so you're very welcome to look at it. Next, please.
So applying for the iCapital Awards is a large effort. And as a city, we wanted to capitalize on all our work regardless of the outcome in order to achieve our internal and external purposes for applying. Based on this perspective, we would like to highlight a number of tips and tricks for you who are in the process of applying. So before we began our application process, we listening, and as Daniel said, took a lot of inspiration of this kind of seminars. We also had a lot of contact with other cities that have applied, that have been finalists or even been winners. However, when it came to start writing, we did so with focus on our own city. So our advice is to take inspiration, but build application on the city's own genuine story. Create a common team with the best. Create a common team with the best practices you want to highlight to make it easier for the reader. And as Daniel said, also make the selection, dare to make a selection of all the good examples that you have and ensure that you answer the questions for each competition criteria. We also choose to write application in both Swedish and in English. That was an advice we received from the city of Helsingborg when we spoke to them. This has facilitated our work with internal and external involvement, where using only English might have been excluding. Another advice we took from the city of Helsingborg was to have an early plan for communication efforts, both internally and externally. So we were ready to communicate where we was appointed as semi-finalist, then finalist, and finally winners. Since we didn't know how the competition would turn out, we planned based on different scenarios to leverage regardless of the competition's outcome. We researched and prepared for each step in the competition. So one tip is to be prepared for every moment. When we even had rehearsals before the jury hearing, we had a colleague who played a jury member and asked questions to the four of us that was representing Linköping. We do many great things in Linköping, but we also have many areas that we need to develop. Applying for the iCapital award was being seen as a tool for becoming even better. Through my role as a project manager for the application process, I have had the opportunity to inspire and engage and present all the great initiatives that we do in our municipality. And you should never underestimate the power of competition, what a power of competition can provide, and competing really builds the team. So in our application, we did actually a promise on the last side. If we win, we will host an international conference to share our best practices, and that is a promise that we intend to keep. So to end this presentation, we want to welcome you all to Linköping. Next, please. To the Future Now Forum that we will host in September, the 16th and 17th. And actually, the registration is already open, and you can find more information about Future Now Forum, where we will share our best practices, international and national, on our website. So thank you for listening, and we open for the questions.
So thank you very much, and indeed this forum that they are having in September, it will be an excellent opportunity for you to visit Linköping and to learn much more from them in the field. So I really encourage you to be there together with us. So thank you. Now, after these two testimonials, so let's go directly to the different questions that we have received. As I said before, if you want to send, if you think that you want to hear anything else, so you can send your questions in Slido, the hashtag iCapital 2024. So now, let's see what we have received. So the first one I see here is that I heard the application process helped some cities to improve coordination between different departments. What was your experience? So I think here, Malin and Daniel, then you can start because you already mentioned in your tips. So how was your experience when you work all together?
Yeah, as we mentioned, we really used the competition as a tool, to both identify all the good work that we are doing, and also we used the competition criteria to, how can I say, to, yeah.
Put together.
Yeah, to put together everything and build our story, because we have been We know that we do a lot of good things in Linköping, our best practices, but we have never been good on communicate them together. So we use the framework from the competition to put everything together in one spot.
Thank you. And Miguel, how did you see the competition for you and your departments?
Yeah, that's always a challenge, you have to say, for the starting point. But for us was a little bit the same. We kind of interlink with a different department, from social to cultural to urbanism to housing to culture, to interconnect this innovation framework, and that kind of enhance this cooperation platform between everybody. And it was a good interlink that we are now working on to create this capability of to work and to communicate horizontally what everybody is doing in terms of innovation. And that was a key element to our process. And as Linköping was saying, that's also a tool. So we also created a landing page with all this information that is ongoing. So it's not a closed process on the application, but we opened a kind of starting platform of cooperation between departments, but also with the stakeholders, other entities like universities, agencies, SMEs, and so on, the different hubs, the different ecosystems. So we are closer, and that opened a communication link that I think it's super relevant, regardless of what it's the outcome of your application. So yeah,
Actually,
please use that. Yeah.
Actually, all the cities mentioned that then, regardless of the final outcome, then they really work together. And they discover what the other departments do, and at the end they get better after the competition. So now the next one. So you mentioned about data to support your application. What do you mean by that? In this case, I always say to all of you, please write your application and then provide data, examples, because the jury members, what they want to see is what you have done, something that you can demonstrate that is real, and that's what they will ask you if you arrive to the hearings with them. They don't want to hear only nice things. Of course, they want that, but they want that you support and you show them that this is the reality. So then, colleagues, what is the impact of iCapital when you want in your city? So then let's start with this one. Miguel, how do you feel that are the winners in this year?
It's kind of for starters is a boost. It's kind of a quick boost of motivation, and everybody. It's super interesting because this is an award, but it's more than that, and it's interesting to understand that, because it kind of creates a different environment that says that you are doing some meaningful and work on the city, and this recognition, it's kind of a glue that makes everybody push a little bit farther, and it's very relevant also internally for the municipality to produce that kind of that energy to the city. So we kind of interlink at local level. We could boost our ecosystem to other cities, and that kind of it's a new platform to interconnect. You enter in a new level of your game, so to speak. So it's not an end for itself, but it's an energy boost. Okay, so it gives you and clear the view and gives you a new horizon and create so many opportunities. So
and then Malin,
yeah.
Daniel, how do they see now link shopping? How was the impact in the city internally and externally?
I have to say and agree with Miguel, it has really been a boost. Internally, we can see that we have more co-workers and politicians that are, I would say, more proud about what the city can do to meet all these global sustainability and social challenges. And also externally for us, as I said in the beginning of our presentation, Linköping is a very small city in Northern Europe. So for us, it has also been good for our visibility. So now we're maybe not famous, that's in the future to come, but we are more people know about Linköping, and it's a huge step for us. So the boost and how we have been building this kind of proud feeling internally and externally has been very important for us. But we also talk a lot about that the competition, the win, is the starting point. So now the real work starts. We have used, as I said before, the competition as a tool to connect all the good things we're doing here and connect all the different departments, the municipality-owned companies, the citizen, the companies, the academia. So now we really have like a momentum of opportunities. So the biggest impact we haven't seen yet. So this is the starting point.
Thank you. And now let's talk about the money. So what do we do when you win the money? So here we have a question about what are the obligations for the winners and runners-up. So as I mentioned before, iCapital is a recognition prize. So we recognize the work, your achievements until the day of the submission. So it means that you are not obliged to spend the money in any way. Of course, you know that there are some rules at European level. Of course, you have to do it within that framework and everything must be legal. So, but then this is it. Let's say that you are free, and then when you draft your application, you are not obliged to say, if I win, I will do this and this and that. However, we can see it from the different winning cities from the different years that they have used the money in different ways to invest it in new infrastructures to support innovation in the cities, to create new prices, to do a multiplier effect. So we have many things that they are doing. But now I can give also the floor to our testimonials to see what are their plans. And also I see a question about what are you going to do with the legacy on this. So what are your plans now for the future, as now you are the winners from this edition? So how do you want to use the title of iCapital? So now we start with link shopping.
Okay, thank you, Jorge. It's very unique that you actually receive money, EU money that is not defined in the project. So it's special. But for us, all of it is not decided yet, but the major part will definitely be to enhance the innovative efforts that we're doing. It will be a sort of innovation fund for some of the major initiatives that we've taken and will produce. And of course, there will be some activities that we need to have, but it's in the spirit of the iCapital prize, and definitely on what Malin was saying about enhancing the efforts and using this momentum for more work.
Yeah, so one part we will use to the Future Now Forum, of course, so we can arrange this big international conference, and the other part, as Daniel said, we will start up an innovation fund, internally innovation fund, so we can use this, as I said before, as a starting point to develop even more our innovation work in the municipality.
Perfect. And then Miguel, what are your plans from Lisboa? How do you want to capitalize on the iCapital title?
Well, in many ways, but regarding the prize itself, it was very clear from the start that we want to do two main things. One, to enhance and to give a boost and a new momentum, using these words from today, to our cooperation and connection to other innovative cities and players. But also the money itself, it's going fundamentally to a social innovation program for the city of Lisboa, that will have a kind of three pillars, that with social challenge for the ecosystem, for startups, companies, NGOs, to to present ideas, to 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 push forward and new concepts, and then develop solutions for main social challenge of the city. And this will happen this year, starting this year. We think if it's going to be relevant, and then we can create a kind of a program for the next years regarding social innovation in the city. And just saying also that we are going to have also a iCapital summit in October, in the first days. So we'll be also interested in inviting and to create this interlink and this common work between cities and innovators. So I think that's mainly it.
Perfect.
For the legacy and the journey that we embarked from the prize day.
As you can see, then from these last 10 years of iCapital, we have the legacy has been really big. So that's why we want to keep working on this, and that's why now I see one question that is really now relevant for this is the declaration of intent. As you can see, until now, well, there were not any kind of obligations as such, and of course, it's not still an obligation. But now we want also to do it a bit more streamline, also in the same way that our colleagues are saying, that it would be good that then once we finish and then we identify who the winners are from this edition, we will invite in a co-creation way with the two winners. So in each of the winners to the number one in both categories to sign, we will invite them to sign a declaration of intent. What does it mean exactly? And you will see that in the rule of contest. So this declaration of intent is because we want to know a bit what the city will do during the year, as now they are mentioning, and also maybe if they would like to host some of the key events of iCapital. For example, we had the opportunity to go to Linköping to the launch in March. We are now also discussing with Lisboa to host the award ceremony in November. So these kind of things that also at the end of the day is the support from the European Commission to the cities, and also the other way around, that the cities, they can capitalize on iCapital title. Also, as you can see here in my background, we have created, we have created a new visual identity for iCapital, something a bit more, because we want that you can see really from the visual point of view what is iCapital, and that you will be able to use this logo for the future when we talk about your legacy. So also this will be part of the new campaign that we will do, and that we will be together with this declaration of intent. And then also this, I can link it to the next one about the iCapital network, because this is something a really important part of the legacy. So now we have created a new iCapital network with the winners and runners-up from the past editions. And then here we have actually 25 cities. And what we're going to do is once you win the competition, we invite, so the 6, so 3 and 3 for each of the categories, we invite you to join this network. And what we do here is a place completely free to discuss, to think, to create, and to have, as we always say, crazy ideas. So we would like to take you to different parts of Europe together with us for conferences, with events, and also we are now going to launch a new program that actually the first edition will take place next week in Cascais. It will be the Alliance project that then we take all the members of this iCapital network to visit one of the cities, and then there, really in the field, all the innovation actors of the different cities, they meet, they discover what Takashka is doing. So this is a bit one of the things that we are doing with this alumni network, and then now both of them, then we will be here. So so the next one is about cities, towns are invited to participate, but is the competition limited to city councils, or can public bodies participate? So here, as you can see in the rule of contest, then the main actor must be the city council. Why? Because this is a prize for the city itself. So, but for the city, together with the whole ecosystem, we want to recognize the whole ecosystem, but the one that needs to sign, that needs to send and to be the main coordinator is the municipality. Okay, so then you can use, as then I think it was Miguel mentioning, then we always see the different entities, universities, different bodies from citizens. They all work together, but at the end, the face at the end who signs and to click on the button must be the city council. So another one about the eligibility, about the grouping of cities. The communauté de communes in France, for example. I don't know if this communauté de communes is what we call the métropole, because as you can see, actually I think, if I recall well, is the footnotes 7 and 8 of the rule of contest. We define what we think that is a city and a town, but also what are the different, what are exactly the criteria to do a grouping of cities. So, for example, the metropole, the important thing is that that city or that entity is also an elected and a democratic elected body. So that's why, for example, we had the previous winners that were, for example, not Marseille city, but was the Métropole, ex-Marseille Provence Métropole. So you can take a look. I know that in some of the cities or in some of the countries, you have a special configurations, like is the case of France. So if you have any question about the possible eligibility, please send me an email to the functional mailbox eismea.icapital. Then like this, we can take it together. So now let's see one question about what indicators does the jury check for each of the evaluation criteria? So you will see that in the 6 evaluation criteria, you have what we say the definition of the criteria, but also we have put a series of example of questions that the jury members, they always like to see. So these questions, as I mentioned before, are not mandatory, are purely examples, and because we want to help you to understand a bit better what the jury members are looking in each of the evaluation criteria. So, for example, I'm going to, let me see in one of them, just to make you an example. So, in the city innovative vision, in the number 5, it's just an example. So, for example, what was the point of departure of the city and what has been achieved by now? Or what do you want to achieve and what are the tangible example or steps that you have done? So these are some examples of what the jury member they are looking for, but as I said, they're simply examples, they are not mandatory, and to help you to draft it. Okay, and now that we talk about the jury members, so I give the floor back to our testimonials to tell us a bit more about your experience in the hearing with the jury members. So I remember still Malin and Daniel in front of the jury members during the hearing. So tell us, how was that experience?
Okay, thank you, Jorge. Yeah, I think we mentioned this a bit, Moni mentioned this a bit in the presentation, but we prepared as much as possible actually for the jury hearing. We decided to have 2 members from the work group, that was me and Malin, and we had 2 representatives of the steering group, 2 directors within the municipality who were well sort of versed with the application and the contents. So we didn't bring in someone from the outside, but people that had actually been working with this. So our idea was to cover as many of the initiatives as possible that we actually present, which could be hard depending on how you write your application. That was one of the intentions for us. We presented trying to provide the same sort of line that we had in the application to tell the story, the similar story, and highlight some of the main points. We prepared quite heavily actually on jury members if they'd start asking about every details about every project and trying to have data on it. So we did quite a large job, and we had a colleague that was very tough on a jury hearing rehearsal. In the end, when we had the jury sitting with the jury, we have to say that they asked more about general outlines about the projects. You saw that they had the idea about how linking things together. They were not as tough as we expected, so don't feel too bad. Our colleague was much tougher, actually.
But I think also that we had been really prepared, as Daniel said, and that makes the jury hearing a very good experience.
Yeah.
So that's I think that's the most important advice. Be prepared, and then the jury hearing will be a very good experience for you as well.
And Miguel?
Yes, in our case, it was super important. We prepared each detail. So we have our mayor on the hearing. We have people from the municipality, technical directors from the innovation framework, also people from our startup agency, but also stakeholders. So we want to have in the hearing that the different voices from the political highest representative of the municipality to a stakeholder. We prepare the site venue, so we choose our unicorn factory space for the hearing, and we test it. Everything. We prepared the details. One other thing in the application itself, we created a kind of a landing page with all the information, and that for us was kind of an idea to showcase to everybody, but also to the jury. If it was not a formal information, but it was there to showcase also the information. So we prepare it with a strong mindset, with every dot in the place. So we tested the logistic, we tested the space, we tested some questions, we have rehearsals. So we took it as Linköping very seriously, and it was very interesting because the mayor was there, and it was but not as a kind of the only guy that was talking on the hearing. He was one of the team, so I think it was very interesting, and it was a good moment, I think, for Lisboa, regardless of the outcome. It was very interesting to have that moment with all the different people on the room and with the jury. I think it was super interesting. So it's not a big deal, but you should prepare. Yeah, definitely.
And then also, then if you go to our website, you can see who the jury members were. So then, like this, you can make you an idea of the profiles, and then you can follow. Because also, I think it's important for the
We also
transparency.
prepare that. Yeah.
So like this, you can make your idea, and then also how the profile you will know from the last edition, because then the names for this edition will be confidential until the end. But then you can always make an idea what are a bit the configuration of all the profiles that we look for. And also don't be afraid, because during the whole process, so even from now until the day of the ceremony, the team of iCapital, then we will be there with you. We will guide you. We will help you. So don't worry, because we are here to make your experience on iCapital the best experience possible and as easy as possible. So that's also why now, when I see in this question about the link shopping, the application from link shopping, then if you go to our website, then you will see that we have a link to the reference to what the link shopping is doing, and then if you click on there, that will guide you to the website of link shopping, and then there is a part in the landing page that is the full application, so you can see exactly what they have done. So now let's see about what is the requirements. So is it a requirement to produce a video or just a written application? So don't worry here. So the only thing that you need to focus on the first stage until the hearings is your written application. So now you know that you have a maximum of 30 pages to draft your application. We always say, be careful in the way that you distribute the number of pages and the weight for each of the criteria, because it's important for you to know that when the jury members read your applications, they need to see that the 6 award criteria, so the 6 boxes, are filled with information. So if we ask you about public innovation procurement in the number 2, then in that number 2, you need to put examples of that. Doesn't matter if later you put it somewhere else. The important thing is that when they ask about something specific, that must be there. You can repeat, you can do links, you can create a story about your application, but please be aware that then the jury members, they will need to click or to tick in the different criteria that are inside of each of them. So that's why this is the written application that is now required for you. And then like this, you will go to the hearings, and then only when we tell you, congratulations, you have been selected as one of the 3 possible winners, is only then when you will be invited to produce the video. The videos that now you have seen in this presentation that we use for the promotional purposes. So only because we think that it's important that you only do this effort on producing this video if you know that you are already the winner or the runner-up. Okay, but it's important also because the deadline will be quite short between the moment that we announce the 3 winners or the 3 runners-up and the moment of going to the award ceremony. So if you are selected as semi-finalist, one of the 6 to go to the hearings, then it's important that you start thinking about this video, because your chances to be one of the finalists, of the 3 finalists, are really high. So start thinking then. So do you make a selection of relevant activities, projects, programs that you showcase in your application? How do you create a coherent integral storyline? So here I will give this one, because I see that we are running a bit late. I will give it then to link shopping. So please tell me, how did you select the relevant activities, and what's your advice?
Yeah, I mean, yes, definitely. For us, it was an important part, selecting what projects. And our storyline was quite broad, actually. But we tried to put these, I mean, the main sort of criteria for us was that they had to be in line with the societal challenges that we are working with, and try to have as much as possible of a coherent story. We were not sure if it was clear enough. We've seen applications that were presenting much more of a uniform story, but we tried actually to have a broad presentation of municipal activities, municipal challenges, and just tried to have, we decided on 5. And then in the end, apparently it was enough, but that was for us the important part, to keep with those societal challenges. And also, I see the questions coming on the award criteria. We needed to have things. We actually looked at the under questions for each criteria very thoroughly, to be able to have projects and have writings that actually address these questions. That was sort of our way of addressing this.
Thank you. And so then let's go then to the next one, as now our here Francesco is asking. So then, of course, then we will send you the PowerPoint, the full PowerPoint, and also then we will this recording then will be made public in our website. So in a couple of days, everything will be in our website. And of course, as you have been, as you have registered to this info session, then you will receive also everything by email. And now, so let's see. So this one, I think the questions we have already mentioned them. And now, what are the requirements to apply it, and the commitments if you obtain the capitality? So the requirements already talk about that. So the size of the population, that is, it must be a city located in the European Union or associated country to Horizon Europe. If you go to our website and to the rule of contest, you will see that there is a link to the cities, to the countries that are associated to Horizon Europe that can apply. So it's not only European Union cities, of course. So, for example, to give you one, then last year we had one of the runners-up was from the city of Lviv, from Ukraine. So then, like this, also and also we had some Turkish cities. So of course, then you can apply to this competition. And the commitments if you obtain the capitality. That's also what I mentioned before. We want this year that we will invite you to sign a declaration of intent with us. This will be, as mentioned before, and as it said in the rule of contest, is something that is done in a voluntary basis. You don't have any obligation because, as we said, iCapital is a recognition prize. You receive the money, so you are free to spend it with the caveat that I already mentioned. But we want, and as you have seen now from our friends from the two winning cities, that then you use the maximum of your capitality. So we will be there. We will invite you to sign this document, and we expect that you do 1 year of promotion and to celebrate that you are the iCapital winners from this year. Okay. So I think with this, I don't see any other question now on Slido. I just want to thank you, all of you, first of all, to Daniel, Malin, and to Miguel for being here with us this morning and for sharing with us your experience. And also now I want to all of you to be here with us, and I hope to see you in the race this year. Just one final remark. Then now when we will close this session, then you will receive a pop-up window to do the little survey. So I really ask you, if you don't mind, to take 1 minute just to fill in, because we would like to hear from your views. We organize these sessions every year, so I want, and I really think that is important to hear what you think that is good, what is not good, to improve also, because now in the course of April we will organize some other info sessions. So like this, I will be able to improve more our performance. So thank you for that. And of course, if you have any question, don't hesitate to write us, and then we will be here to help you. So thank you very much for everything, colleagues and friends. See you soon on the competition, and maybe we will meet in the award ceremony in Lisboa. So thank you and have a nice day.